Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in this video I will teach you the basics of crocheting. So before we start, you'll need to prepare the things that we will use. The first thing is a crochet hook. I recommend getting sets like this because it has lots of sizes for you to choose from. This set also contains a lot of tools that you will need on your crochet journey. It also has some things for knitting. I will put all the things that I will use in this video in the description box below. The next thing that you will need is your yarn or wool. Out of the 3 yarns I have here, I recommend the light yellow yarn for beginners. Or in general, I recommend the lighter yarn for beginners because it will be easier for you to count your stitches. Personally, I like to count my stitches because it results to a neater project. But as always, you can choose whatever yarn you may like. Then we can now start to crochet. So grab your yarn and your crochet hook. Also, feel free to use some stitch markers. I always use these stitch markers when I crochet. If you don't have them, you can use a bobby pin or a safety pin. We can now start to crochet. So grab the tail end of your yarn and wrap it around your 2 fingers. Secure it with your thumb and grab your crochet hook. So you go under the bottom piece of yarn and go over the top part of the yarn, then pull through. You can then release the yarn and you have now successfully created a slip knot. There are many ways to create a slip knot, but this is the way that I prefer to do it. But here is another way to make a slip knot. So what you do is to wrap the yarn around your finger 2 times. Then secure the yarn using your middle finger and thumb. Then you move the first loop over the second loop and you move the second loop over your pointer finger. So this is your slip knot. After creating your slip knot, you can then insert your crochet hook and tighten the knot. This is how I hold the yarn when I crochet. So I drape the yarn over my pointer finger, then secure the yarn using my pinky. I hold the slip knot using my middle finger and my thumb. So you can now start making a chain. So to make a chain, use your hook to yarn over and pull through the loop. So again, yarn over and pull through the loop. So this is how you make your chain. Repeat this until you reach your desired length. Don't forget to add the appropriate turning chain for your work. So for this tutorial, we will make a single crochet, so I will add 1 additional chain as my turning chain. So once again, to make your chain, yarn over and pull through. You can now start to crochet row 1. So skip 1 chain and insert your hook on the second chain. Then yarn over and pull up a loop. So you will now have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. So this is your first single crochet. I like to put a stitch marker on the beginning and end of my row so that I can avoid accidentally increasing or decreasing my work. So again, you insert your hook and yarn over to pull up a loop. Then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Don't worry if you're having a hard time crocheting because when I started, I also had a hard time too. I almost wanted to cry and quit. Don't give up and keep practicing. So again, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. Then you'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both loops. You're doing a great job. You have now created 4 single crochets. Keep making your single crochets until you reach the end of the chain. I will meet you back at the end of row 1. So once you finish row 1, it will look like this. To count your stitches, you can count the V's on the top of your work. To start row 2, you have to chain 1. Then after that, you can turn your work. This means to flip the project to the other side. The chain you made earlier is now your turning chain for row 2. So you can now start making your single crochets on the first stitch of the row. This is the part I usually add my second stitch marker so that I'll remember the start of row 2. Continue making your single crochets until you reach the end of row 2. After a few single crochets, this is how row 2 will look like. When you reach the end of row 2, you can just take the stitch marker we placed earlier and start row 3. For the next single crochet rows, you just copy what we did in row 2. Hope this video helps you in your crochet journey, and feel free to comment what videos you would like to see next. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This really helps me out to create more videos for you in the future. Also, follow me on TikTok, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.